Hi guys, it's Brian here with Off the Map Knives, doing the next section on, or the next video on the Woodlore knife. And I'm starting on the handles now. The knife, I heat treated it, and I don't bother cleaning it up after heat treat until I get the handles all fitted to it, because I'm playing around with it a lot and I don't want to scratch it up. So unfortunately this is going to be a little bit of a short evening, because what I got to do next is, a lot of times when I buy scales for knives, I'll buy a set of scales, but this particular knife is getting bird's eye maple, and maple for some reason expands and contracts a whole lot, so I don't just use straight up maple, because it's going to be a full tang knife, and something that's moving, expanding, contracting against steel, which isn't going to move. A lot of times what will happen is you'll see that expansion contraction, and you'll see a ring of steel, or the fit will be bad between the two. So I'm using stabilized bird's eye maple, and sometimes this can be a little bit harder to find, and I got to take what I can get. And in this instance, I've got a block, so I've got to cut it in half, and then this one's getting liner. So once I cut it in half, I'm going to glue up the liners, and those take. That glue pretty much takes 24 hours to set. I've tried like the 5-minute glues and stuff like that just for liners, and even though it says 5 minutes, it really takes about 7 hours to get full cure, and waiting an hour or so isn't enough for like machining and drilling. It's still kind of gooey. But what I'm going to do is, since it's a block right now and I want it matched when I go to put it on the knife, I'm going to pick a top direction and mark it, and a forward direction and mark it, and on the other side, so that when it comes apart and then I'm playing with it later, I don't have to figure out which side's which, so that they end up being matched on the knife. Then I'm just going to scribe a center line on this. I'm going to cut it apart and I'll be right back. Alright guys, I ended up getting the block cut in half, and the next thing I'm going to do is make sure that they're level, and I do this even on the scales, either before I glue them up or before I put liners on, and I'm going to do that on my 4x36 sander. There we go. So I'm going to take these now down to my basement, because it's better temperature controlled there. I'm going to glue up the liners, and these are going to sit for the night, and I'll pick it up tomorrow, and when I do that I'll trace out and cut out and show you how I do the handles. But this is unfortunately one of the reasons why making a knife can take so long, is because if you heat treat, then you got hours of tempering and cooling and waiting, and then you glue up, you've got overnight wait, so it might not be continuous working on it hours and hours, but there's a lot of times you do something, then you got to stop and wait. So that's why I try to do multiple knives at a time, because I might go glue this up and then come out and work on something else for the rest of the night. So look for the next video tomorrow, guys. Thanks for watching.